Well, we think it's great to be able to access local market expertise on certain topics. We've seen a lot of strength in markets in general around the world, whether it be equity markets or even how bond markets have really taken inflation considerations in stride. But if you are looking at what's happening in China right now, you may not be feeling the same level of optimism. So here to give us perspective and local market expertise, we have Marcus joining us to talk about what is happening in China. So if you could just set the table for us.
Of course. You would have seen the latest market volatility in Chinese markets were mostly caused by recent policy updates and announcements. We think you really need to view these policy changes in the context of the broader economic background of China. Right? We think that the domestic population, as well as the society, faces four major challenges in education, housing, healthcare, and retirement. Many of the policies enacted recently are to help alleviate the pressures for the local population in these four areas. With regards to internet-related companies, we think anti-monopoly, labor rights, cybersecurity, and data protection investigations and reviews are going to continue. And all of these, we think, heighten the importance of ESG consideration in China. And these follow three key principles from our perspective. One, to tackling climate change whilst balancing financial impact considerations, to improve equality and equity of opportunities as well as social justice, and lastly, to improve or bring greater governance of capital, consideration for all stakeholders instead of just shareholders.
And many of those concepts won't be foreign to North American investors as well. So thank you for sharing that perspective. Often in market turbulence, we see opportunity. As active and fundamentally based investors, what are you and the team seeing as opportunities today?
Thank you, Lesley. I think that's a great question. In this market environment, market participants in Chinese markets are concentrating into the market favorites and as a result of bidding their prices up, which leaves very little margin for error. Instead, we think this is the time to do your homework and identify differentiated ideas that are receiving little attention from the market. We think Chinex and Star Bourse, which are two secondary bourses that are relatively new in China, are becoming fertile hunting grounds for alpha opportunities.
It's clear that despite recent market dislocations, China still offers a great opportunity for one, diversification for investors' portfolios, and two, participation in the economic growth of the second biggest economy in the world. Thank you for shedding some light on recent events for our listeners, Marcus.
You're welcome, and thank you again for having me on.